Guys, welcome back to the show. I'm joined in studio with Shane Campbell, Super Shane Campbell. I was gonna say light as well. I'm not sure how to pronounce
Litz.
that. Lit. Can you
Yeah.
start? Your that is like a nickname for you.
Yeah, I've just had it from like all my life, really, like just like a street name, really. Like people used to call me Little, but like it was Litz is shorter than Little, so everyone called me Litz. So yeah.
I see.
So Litz stands for Little.
Okay. No, well, I can I say I can see kind of how you carried that well, especially with what I saw in the Octagon from over the weekend at KOC. Can you talk a bit about that? Because that was a really, really awesome performance and a really good finish.
Yeah, finish was great. Finish was great, man. The third round I came out like a bit more myself. I don't know. It's crazy. I would say I needed that. I needed that finish, so I'm glad I produced it. But like, it was me showing what I am about, basically. Like, especially like, I came out firing in the third round. I was like, "Let's go!" I was pointing to the floor. I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna." Basically, I came out there looking for a finish anyway. I said I wanted a finish. I said I needed a finish, especially going into like foreign territory like that as well.
Mhm.
I needed, I needed a finish.
What did you make of your opponents?
To be honest, yeah, like I found him like tricky to deal with. And like that's why like in the first round, I was struggling to get like the timing because of he was very like a weird, awkward fight. I don't know if you've like people have trained or there's always that person you that just extremely awkward. I've never really faced it in a fight before. I thought I'd be able to handle it like a lot more than I did. So the first round I was like, shit, I cannot get the timing. I can't get it, can't get it. So it's like I took the time off. I've watched it back though, and it's not as bad as I thought I was. Like I've literally thought like I didn't do anything in the first round. I did do things, but I was very, very reactive. The second round, I say was quite bad again, but not as bad as I thought it was. Like again, it just found it he just very awkward to deal with. Like he wasn't yeah, he's just very extremely awkward, and that's what I'll say about him.
For a fight like that, I mean, one of the things that I've always kind of, I'm not a fighter, I'm not a professional athlete, but how do you stay mentally prepared, from the lead up from say the weeks or months in advance before, through the fight camp, through everything else, just staying mentally prepared in the run up to fight day, and not just that in the lead up, but also on fight day or fight night in the cage. Just how do you stay mentally focused, eye on the prize all the time?
I mean, so like I was mentally flat from as soon as I got the contract signed, come through the fight agreed. I was like mentally focused from the start, like lasered in, dialed in. Um, how I did it, I mean, I just training every day. Like again, maybe it came from the fight I had before, the two fights I had before, like I wasn't really happy with how they went, and I feel like I weren't mentally focused in those fights, or maybe the build up for those. So I was determined to right that wrong. So I had like a fire in my belly and everything. Like so, I guess that what happened in the past is kind of what helped me go into this next one and keep me laser focused for it.
You're one of those unique, rare entities in the sports because you made your professional debut on Bellator. Can you talk a bit about that? I mean, what was it like?
That was amazing. Like I said, it was something I always wanted to do. I didn't mean, as in, I wanted to fight in those kind of stages. Making my debut there was kind of strange. I didn't think that could happen, but obviously I had a great manager as well at the time, um, and they made that happen. Again, like it was a great experience. It's annoying that it came so early in my career where I feel like I'm still growing. I'm still obviously you can see I've grown from that. Um, and I would have liked to have been how I am now to showcase my skills that I have now on that kind of stage.
No, because that is like a great opportunity to um boost just your name value and really get your name out there, especially when you're fighting on a fight card on a massive platform such as Bellator.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, so and just not to be so negative, but I've something I've seen in fights, cage side and also watching on screen. What is it like when the fighter doesn't always listen to the coach? Because I know you do coach other fighters and athletes as well.
yeah. Nah, it is frustrating. Um, but again, so funny because I can see that I've been that person. So like even my coaches in my last few fights, it's like I haven't listened to them. But like I know what it's like being inside, and when you're inside, they're saying do it, but you're like, oh, if I do it, like I could, because obviously I'm right there. I can see what I can see. Obviously they can see better, they can see more. But when you're there, it feels like, oh, I can't do that. So again, it's extremely frustrating. It's a hard one to explain. Because like again in this fight, like Wesley was telling me to pull the trigger for ages, and I weren't really doing it. And then the last round, I said, "No, what, cool, I'm just gonna go and do it." And then there you see the outcome.
Is it that you want to time it, that you want to make sure that when you do execute your attack on going on the offensive, you want to make sure that you get it right? You know, they say timing is everything, but also at the same time, you want to get the precision correct, everything on
100%,
point.
100%. And I think part of us as well, we always think like if I can hear him telling me what to do, I feel like my opponent can as well. So
Yeah.
so a few times in the first round, um, my coach was saying, "Yeah, throw the calf kick, throw the calf kick," and I've thrown it. I mean, probably thrown it. My bad on my behalf. I've thrown it too early, missed because of obviously he can hear that I'm going to throw it. So as I've thrown it, it's not worked. So again, that's probably bringing my confidence down to listen to them when they're saying to do it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Your fights in Great Britain team, of course, should I say Great Britain top team?
Yeah,
Seeing how you performed over the weekend there in the cage and the spectacular knockout finish that you showed. Can you talk a bit about, I mean, obviously coming from that gym already, they've got some big names I know already, rising stars such as Chanel Dyer.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh, she's a big name at the moment. But are there any other names that of course that in the woodworks that are just coming gradually through the ranks that we should be looking forward to be seeing, hearing of?
Yeah, this I can't even explain like the the amount of talent coming out of the gym. The pool in this gym is crazy. Like they're just new faces popping up, guys that are just transitioning from like just stand up, just kickboxing backgrounds into MMA. Like on the same weekend, we had like Cade Warriors Academy. Then we had like a few amateurs down there. One picked up amateur titles from Dacre, Jovan, Marlon,
Yes. Hmm.
all these guys there just killing it. And then obviously there's Lisa Zimmer as well. That's now 2-0 in the pro. Lonnie just got his UFC contract. So yeah, man, it's crazy. And obviously Wesley Meyer is going back in for his next bantamweight fight. Joanne Scott, again, also almost lined up for that title shot, and Cage Warriors as well. So yeah, man, the talent pool is crazy. It's crazy.
Wesley Miley you just mentioned, and your other coach Brad. They call him Brad
Yeah,
One Punch Pickett.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
a striking coach. I take it because of the his nickname.
Well,
Yeah.
he's the head coach. So again, he's all-rounded MMA. So we do like loads of wrestling with Brad. Yeah, he has that one punch name as well. But I say we do like loads of wrestling. Obviously, if I have my sessions with Brad, yeah, we'll go through some combinations into our all round MMA game. But like Wesley Meyer does like a lot of my striking. Daniel Sam does my striking as well. And there's Ash Grimshaw, again, all round as well. He'll do bits of striking, he'll give me some striking techniques. But then he's great on the ground. He's like the ground master in the gym.
I know it sounds like I might repeat myself here, but here again, but what I wanted to ask you is what's it like when you're training with those two guys?
Was that Brad and
Well,
Ash or everyone? Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a good vibe, man. It's like family vibes, loads of jokes, banter around. It's yeah, it's serious, but then we have our laughs. Yeah, you just get a lot of knowledge from it as well, so it's great.
changing gears just a tad bit. It's the first time of me speaking with you, and it's something I try to squeeze into every interview that I'm speaking with someone for the first time. Can you give just a brief history and your backstory and how you got into the sports of mixed martial arts?
Yeah, so I mean, I always watched MMA, and then I was just thought I could do this. Like I felt like my body type, what I was doing. Like I've always been athletic. I've always been doing sports. I've been like, I can do this. I can do this. I grew up in an area where we had to fight sometimes. Done taekwondo as a kid, and I was like, I can kick. I think I'd rather kick than just box all the time. As you can see, I like to kick. um, and then, like, I mean, I was playing football. That dream obviously is a small dream, and most boys' dream as well. But that came to an end, and I was like, well, you know what? I'm gonna try and do what think I can do, and I went and found the gym, and I guess kind of like the rest is history now. Just
Mm.
kept on doing it, kept on going, and I always had the vision of getting to the level I'm at now. I said I want to be a professional fighter. I want to have fights in big organizations, and I can do this. And yeah,
I think you hail from Newham in East London.
yeah, that's correct. That's correct.
It is an area which is nothing to throw shade at you or that area, but it's not exactly the best place. It's a place, a part of London that could do a lot of improvement.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Do you think coming from such a background probably has also helped drive you to become a fighter, to to kind of strive and get the successes that you have achieved? Well, this is the wins that you have achieved in the sport, and to, of course, keep on driving to prosper even more.
Yeah, I mean, so at the start, yeah, it was something that used to drive me a lot, especially through the amateur career. Now I kind of forget about that. That's all gone. It's in the past to me now. Don't really care about it no more. Um, but yeah, it did get me to a certain level. I try and I'm just more, yeah, I get away from that side of the life now, so I don't really look back at it. But that's where it did start me from the start.
Another rarity about you, because a lot of fighters in the sport, but only a few fighters do this. Um, you do podcasting as well.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
funny because I've been asked about this before. Yeah, I done it just a while ago now, 2020. I think the last time I done an episode. But I do feel like I've been told to jump back on it. I'm thinking of getting back on it. But me and my friends and family members have also kind of started to build our own one. It's a different type of topic, but yeah, it's kind of back, but not hasn't been out there in the woodworks yet. But we have been working on stuff. So yeah, I do it as well.
What, as in, what kind of got you started in that? Because it's something I've asked fighters about before. But of course, the fighting and the coaching and all the stuff affiliated with mixed martial arts, as well as competing themselves, are also coaching other younger fighters coming up through the ranks. So the issue is time to actually do the podcasting.
Yeah.
But for yourself, as in, what got you started, got you into it, basically?
Yeah, so it was more like the lockdown period, really. I've always listened to like MMA podcasts as well. Like I said, I'm a massive fan. I enjoy all aspects, and I like hearing different stories. And to be honest, it kind of came around like it was like a joke, but then it just gave me something to do. Then I've done like one or two episodes, and everyone started liking it because I was doing it live on Instagram. And then my friends are listening, and my friends aren't as into MMA as much as I am, but because they were enjoying listening and watching the episodes, it kind of made me want to do it even more. Because of if they were enjoying it, then I feel like I can appeal to like many more people out there.
Mm.
So yeah, so I just kind of just got started just out of fun really and boredom from just something to do.
Um, you do have a significant following on social media, especially Instagram.
Hmm.
And I have to say that, when a fighter performs look like the way you did and wins like you did over the weekend, I think the following only goes up even more. And then we've got the podcasting side of things. I think when people see, wow, you really, really are good at what you do, it's only going to kind of compel them to listen to your content.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, 100%. And that's a good thing, good point to be honest. It might even make me even do a new episode. So yeah, you're right. It's pretty. Yeah, it's good.
So what's it been like, or what is it like working for the PFL?
Yeah, that is it's pretty cool. Like, I mean, I'm always in that industry. Again, as a fan, it's it helps, and coming from the same background of MMA, it makes fighters' lives easier because of that. It's not like I'm just a any couch potato, just there saying, yeah, you do this now, you do this. Like I have great knowledge in what it's like on a fight week for fighters, so it. I mean, yeah, it's just easy, really. It's just it's good. I like the opportunity. I'm grateful for it.
So, as in, could you be a bit more just in depth about the sorts of roles you played there? As in, what is it like just seeing how the fight world is working from the inside, especially from the promoter's perspective?
Yeah. So what I actually do is fighter operations. So and how can I put it? Just helping out the fighters during fight week. So making sure their weights are on point. Um, like finding all the fighters' stats and stuff, like how much they weigh, their reach, and all this stuff. Just getting information like that, making sure they're in time for the media, telling them where the media is, and just being like a little helping hand, giving them all the attention they need during the fight week. And obviously, we know what I know what it's like, cutting weight and having to go somewhere. So I just try and make it as easy as possible for them.
So you've worked for PFL, which is another big promoter, globally known, and you've also made your professional debut with Bellator.
Yeah.
Um, and you're still very young, but I'll ask you, in say 5 or 10 years' time, when you say you're really in your prime, where, as in which promoter would you like to be fighting for? And I know obviously, or I could be wrong, is it the UFC?
I mean, nah. That was maybe I'm not even as young as you thought I was, but yeah. Anyway, well, that's a story for another day. um, when I first set out, that was the main goal, but yeah, things it may happen, it may not happen. So I haven't really got my eyes set on any promotion anymore. I did say I would like to go back to Bellator or PFL to get my win there because I obviously came out short in that one. I didn't win in that one, so I want to go back there and rectify that. But I've had my eyes on like any promotion now. Really, I like traveling though. That's the thing. I like to go around the world. If you see like loads of my fights, many of them haven't been in the UK or London, and I enjoy like traveling is one of my favorite things to do. So me traveling and fighting, two of my favorite things in the world, and I make money for it. It's the best thing. So I haven't really promotion work doesn't really bother me as much anymore. As long as I'm enjoying what I'm doing, getting paid for it, it's good. I mean, UFC would always be good. I used to say one championship as well would be great. I love that. So yeah.
Traveling around the world, like you said, is something you enjoy doing and love doing, but in pertaining to mixed martial arts as a professional athlete, which is in the best location, as in which country as the crowd is giving you like the nicest, best vibe, that good feeling.
I'll be to be real, like maybe it was just a knockout or just the people were nice, but the French crowd I had recently in Cognac, they were amazing. Like they like before and after they were really friendly anyway. After the fight, on the way back to the airport, walking around the city, just in the shopping mall. They like after the fight, I went to a bar after. Everyone was just super, super, super friendly. They're friendly before and after anyway. But I've taken loads of photos with everyone. People in restaurants have stopped me. It was yeah, they were really cool. So I say they're by far the best so far.
Well, would you say even better than the home crowd back here in the UK? So,
Mm,
that
I
was a bit of an
mean,
awkward one.
yeah. So funny thing is, yeah, like so when I fought in Bellator, I did have a good crowd there, but I fought a guy from Liverpool, and I didn't like how much crowd he had compared to me, and I was the home guy. So
Okay.
that's always been on my mind. So I'm like, I don't need to fight in the UK, you know.
No, I know
So
what you mean. Yeah.
although yeah, I had loads with me, but I was like, come on, guys, I'm in London here. I remember even when they called my name out, I was like, I'm in London. I remember looking to myself like, what? Okay, but yeah,
Mm.
so that's the only thing.
Just change. Well, actually, yes. One more question before I venture into some a slightly different topic.
Yeah,
Um, how and please don't be too offended by this, but how do you handle a loss? Because I've it's something I've carefully asked fighters a bit more and more over the past few months and years now. Just how do you handle a loss? Because one of the things that does upset me is that even though the fighter may not have won the fight, at least they'll have more respect for at least going in than having the balls to do what they did. And I hate when all these naysayers and trolls go online and anonymously they'll start to shit all over the fights that didn't win.
yeah, yeah. Now, to be honest, I can say I don't. I mean, I I'd say I don't handle them well. um, yeah, I've been in dark holes. I've been really upset, really, really. Like again, when I lost uh, end of last year in Scotland, yeah, that one hurt a lot, and I think yeah, it just put me in a very, very, very bad place. I carried on training and stuff. I didn't train for a little while. Well, no, actually, I went back in the gym straight away to try and clear my mind. Um, yeah, it worked at the time, but when I was away from the gym, it hurt. It was in my head, and I was just trying. I never let it out though. I kept it in, and I feel like that was the worst part. Um, and obviously, when I lost again in Finland earlier this year, then I released it all after that, and I feel that's helped because I let it all out. I let all my emotions out, how I was feeling about losing the one end of last year, and then that one combined, then yeah, it just made me feel better. And I feel like it kind of showed in my performance this time. I was way more relaxed coming out, and then yeah, I just expressed myself. So it goes a long way. So I can the answer to that is I never handled them well, but hopefully now in the future I can handle them a bit well if it happens again. Hopefully it doesn't. In fact, it won't happen again.
Definitely, definitely. I like that. I love that. Changing tacks. How do you feel about influencers kind of muscling in onto the combat sports scene? And I say this because recently I heard that UFC fighter Sean O'Malley wants to start his own promotion whereby influencers will be competing against each other.
It's okay. I don't mind them doing it. It's cool that they're doing the sport. It makes the sport bigger as well. The only thing is, the real athletes should be getting paid more. Like, it's annoying because it can even make me think of, like, even though I'm not just doing this for money, but then I can be like, well, why don't I go fight on an influencer show so I can get paid better?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Or and again, that's just fighting lesser and a lesser opponent as well. Like, they're just making, yeah, it's not really fair in my eyes in that sense. I don't mind you doing it, but as long as we're getting paid more or even half as good as those guys, but if we ain't, so that's where the issue comes.
Do you think it kind of makes because it's something I do personally believe, and I don't mean to bitch and moan about it, but do you believe that it does make a mockery of the sport, a sport that someone like yourself, you've had to really earn your stripes in the sport, even to become a professional, and then really work your way up from the ground up, from ground zero, right up to where you are now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it does in a way. It does make it a mockery a little bit, but it's again, it's kind of. Yeah, you're right. It does make a bit of a mockery, like especially the boxing thing. But again,
Yeah.
it does make you just want to watch it, which is weird. Like you want to watch it more because of. I mean, I might watch it because of it's more sport on TV. I don't really. So half of the time, I don't know who these people are. But again, because it's a bit of sport on TV, I watch it. So it does, like I said, it brings up the sport. Sometimes it's a mockery. It depends on the opponents.
I also hear that you do have, well, not that you have, but you're also a bit of a prankster as well.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, and funny because of again, I'll be uploading some stuff on my TikTok soon with some new stuff.
I look forward to seeing that. Look forward to seeing that. Look, before I let you go, the one question I want to ask you is about your next fight. I mean, I've looked everyone online about this. Of course, you just had one over the weekend, but I may have missed it, or maybe it's not been arranged yet. But I thought I should ask you to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. Is there another date already in the works?
Not 100%. I had an offer yesterday or this morning for a fight next month in Rome. I haven't looked at the opponent yet. Um, I did want, funny enough, I did want to be very active this year. From the start, I said I would like 4 or 5 fights. I'm on three. It's October. I still have 2 months. December's a good time. I usually fight in November as well. Just I have like some things to do, so I'm coaching as well. So I've got two of my teammates that I'm coaching out in on Clan Wars in November. So that's
Okay.
AJ and my other teammate called Chris. So I will be coaching them. So I'm putting those guys first at the moment for their fights because I've told them from months in advance. I'll be with them, so I'll put my energy into them first, and then if I get something, maybe end of November, um, early December before I go to PFL again, um, then I might get one in. Other than that, I have had talks about a fight in France again in February, but we'll have to wait and see if that gets finalized or not. But yeah, I did accept someone. I accepted it before my fight the other day. So yeah, I'm just waiting to see what happens with that one.
Last but by no means least, are there any shout outs you want to give? And if you know of any call outs, any fighters you want to call out at all?
Yeah, I was trying to shout out all of my team. Um, Obviously, Great Britain top team, Black Diamond Gym, Daniel Sam, Ash Grinshaw, Wesley Meyer, Brad Pickett, Claire Lopez. Obviously, she was in my corner as well. Then again, all of my teammates, plus management, resilience management. Let's go with Vive Fitness. Again, that's one of my. Um, I train with those guys as well. We've got Flow Fightwear, 28 Club, Nutrilite, and ABN Nutrition as well. Shout out. We've got also let's put a shout out Swag London as well.
Nice,
We've
nice.
got Dope Clothing, we've got Snapchat UK, we've got so much. Wow Studio, everyone, man. So yeah. And I have no shout outs. I just fight anyone really. I've always just taken fights. Like I just
Nice.
whenever the timing's good, wait. It's funny I get offered loads of featherweight fights now. I mean, I took a featherweight fight earlier this year because I was just eager to fight. Remember, I did say I wanted to have 4 or 5, so I took that other fight, and again, I was really confident. And because of I still, like I said, I was that little my brain fog because of the loss I took. I just wanted to fight. I wanted to get my head. I just wanted to just get my head into gear again. So I took that featherweight fight. Um, Brad, my coaches don't like me fighting at featherweight, so I don't know if I'll do that again. Maybe again if I in the end of my career, maybe I might do it. But for now, just bantamweight. So if anything comes up, we'll see. So no really call outs. I can't even think of anyone. So yeah.
Shane, thank you so much for coming on the show. Definitely will be having you back on soon. Guys, if you enjoyed the episode, please don't forget to hit the like button. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to leave me a subscription. If you're watching or listening to this rather on the audio platforms on Spotify, iTunes, and Google Podcast, don't forget to leave a rating as well. Shane, once again, thank you so much.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.